My ex smirked. "I know you missed me, darling." Then my new girlfriend stepped out, and her jaw dropped. Months had passed since Lauren had left my life, leaving behind a string of unfulfilled promises and vague justifications. I had convinced myself that I was finished dwelling on her, finished reliving the arguments, the long silences, and the persistent feeling of being overlooked. But then a message appeared on my phone that pulled me right back into the uncertainty I thought I had escaped. "I know you've been missing me." I stared at the words, caught between disbelief and the pull of old habits. Lauren had always possessed a knack for disarming people with a carefully timed blend of charm and persuasion. Now, without warning, she was trying to disrupt the stability I had spent months creating. I didn't respond right away. When I finally arrived at the coffee shop where she had asked to meet, she was already there, smiling as if no time had passed and nothing significant had changed. "Evan," she said, approaching with a practiced warmth. "I've missed you. You know that." I remained still, allowing the weight of my silence to settle between us. "I wasn't expecting to hear from you," I said evenly. "What exactly is this about?" She stepped closer, lowering her voice. "I've come to realize that no one else ever meant as much to me as you do. I want us to find our way back to each other." The familiar pain resurfaced, memories of doubt, betrayal, and the endless effort to hold things together. But then a door opened behind her, and a figure stepped into view. Nicole, the mutual acquaintance who had always lingered on the periphery of our relationship, observing and subtly influencing. Her presence was deliberate, as if she had been waiting for the right moment to appear. In that instant, the situation came into sharp focus. This was not simply Lauren attempting to return. It was a carefully staged encounter, with Nicole there as a witness, or perhaps as a means to reinforce Lauren's sense of control. Lauren noticed my reaction and offered a nervous smile. "Don't let Nicole's presence throw you off," she said, her voice carrying a slight edge. "I just want to clear the air and explain what happened." "Explain what exactly?" I replied calmly. "You chose to walk away. You ended things without hesitation. And now you expect me to pretend none of that took place?" Her confidence wavered, though she quickly tried to recover. "I know I hurt you. I needed time to sort things out on my own. But now I'm here because I see what I gave up. Don't you want me back?" The question hung in the air. I didn't rush to fill the silence. Instead, I let her face the reality of what she was asking. Nicole remained quiet, her watchful gaze adding to the mounting tension, as if she were evaluating every word and reaction. "I don't want the past back," I said steadily. "Not the doubt, not the constant effort to prove my place, and not the feeling of being dispensable. So tell me, Lauren, what reason do I have to let you back in?" Her expression faltered, and for the first time her usual composure gave way. Nicole shifted slightly, then spoke in a low, matter-of-fact tone. "She thought you'd still be there waiting," she said. "But you're not." Lauren turned to her sharply. "You told me he would still care. You said he'd want to work things out." Nicole shrugged without apology. "I said he might. I didn't say he would." The betrayal registered clearly on Lauren's face, not toward me, but toward the one person she had relied on to validate her assumptions. She had returned expecting to find me in the same position she had left me in, but even Nicole's presence underscored that this was no longer the case. I stood and closed the small distance between us. "You came here looking for the man you walked away from, the one who would absorb the uncertainty and keep trying no matter what. But that person doesn't exist anymore." She reached out instinctively, her voice edged with desperation. "Evan, please. I know I made a mistake. I want to make this right." I took a measured step back. "It's not just that you left. It's that you gave up any claim to my trust when you did. You don't get to return and pick up where you left off." Her face collapsed, stripped of any pretense. As I walked out of the coffee shop, leaving her standing there with Nicole, a quiet certainty took hold. I was no longer bound by the expectation that I would endlessly her choices. What she had assumed would always be hers, my willingness to remain despite the cost, was no longer available. In that moment, the weight of the past lifted. Walking away from the person she had once been in my life was not a concession. It was the clear recognition that true freedom comes from refusing to rebuild what has already proven itself unworthy of repair.